Fresh off a win against the very hated New York Giants, Philadelphia Eagles fans have a lot of reason to be excited right now. This team looks really good. The defense is taking care of what they need to take care of, and offensively, it seems if we just run the ball, we can stop many a defense. So I'm looking at this, and I'm starting to think this might be a whole lot of fun, but there is a little bit of drama going on in the background because, of course, this is Philadelphia. We can't just have it easy. But look, this is the land of the brave, home of the underdog, so I'm not worried. Let's talk about it. What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, a.k.a. Philly Fresco, and it is Philly, the podcast. So today I want to talk quickly about our 8-7 Philadelphia Eagles, our 7th seed Philadelphia Eagles. We're looking good, guys. We're looking good. Now, before I get into all this, please do hit that like, hit that subscribe if you are new. We are so close to 3K. Shout out to everybody on the Newsbreak app watching this. We just passed 2K, so I appreciate you guys. But let's get into this without further ado. So we look from the top. Look, Jalen Hurts has looked better. You know, last game he looked a little rough in the first half. In the second half, it looked like he took over. You know, against Washington, it took him a little while, but it looked like he started to take over. I'm still looking for consistency out of my quarterback, but he's done enough that he won't be losing us games. Now, if you look at this running game, this is where the drama sets in, right? We don't know what's going on with Jordan Howard. His injury is just a stinger right now, so hopefully he'll be back for this upcoming week. Now, Miles Sanders is looking to miss at least 1 week. Now, the good news is that they are not putting him on IR, so he won't be missing at least 3 weeks, which would be the toll if you do go on IR. So the hope is that he sits out this week. He comes back next week. He's ready for the playoff rush. Even if he's not back next week, as long as he's ready for the playoff push, I think that we can surprise some teams. If we're at full health, especially on that offensive line and that running back room, I think that we can surprise some teams. I don't think this defense is porous as a lot of people get. Like, you know, Jonathan Gannon has been named as a head coach candidate, you know, this offseason. And I think I was talking about this in the Discord, which check the link in the description. But I was talking about this in our Discord, and we were all just basically, we were all hating on Jonathan Gannon. But I kind of brought up that, he hasn't been as bad as we all think or as we all feel. I think that with him, it's like play by play. But for the most part, he's been right there in the middle of the road. And if you look at this defense coming into this year, I don't think we had the players to be a top 5, top 10 defense. I think that defensive line wise, I did feel like they could be a top 5 unit. They haven't been. So it kind of, if you told me that my defensive line was playing as average, as ordinary as they are playing right now, and you showed me the numbers as far as our defense, I wouldn't be that surprised. I would be like, okay, that kind of makes sense. We're right in the middle of the road almost everywhere on the defense. Since we've changed up our linebackers, I think that we've seen a different type of defense. I think that we're a little bit better. Not as aggressive as I want us to be, but I do want to see a little bit more aggression. But I think these linebackers have been able to bring our level of play up a little bit. Eric Wilson just really wasn't giving us much, if anything. So it's good to see that. And then you look at these wide receivers, man. Devontae Smith is playoff ready. There's no doubt in my mind. Devontae Smith, the elite toe drag swag, right? That's what they call it, toe drag swag. He's elite. The kid has surpassed, in my opinion, all expectations. Looking at Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts is my guy, and I'm not trying to sit here and talk junk, but he's not Aaron Rodgers. He's not Tom Brady. So Devontae Smith is going out there and making the most out of the opportunities that he has. And to keep with that, the Eagles aren't the Buccaneers. The Eagles aren't the Chargers. The Eagles aren't the Kansas City Chiefs. We aren't a pass first team right now, at least when we're successful. So for him to be a wide receiver, a rookie wide receiver, and to make the mark that he's already made this early, sky's the limit. I'm very excited to see Devontae Smith continue to grow. I think all of Philadelphia is, and if you aren't, I don't know what to tell you. If you're not excited about Devontae Smith, I realistically don't know what to tell you. Now, we look at these tight ends. Tyree Jackson finally was on the end of what could have been a big play. Obviously, he dropped it after a big hit, I think from Logan Ryan against the Giants. But he looks like he's starting to get a little bit more involved. Maybe he's going to start coming out a little bit during this playoff push. Maybe this offseason will really help him out, kind of be that number 2 guy. But Dallas Goedert, I understand the drops. Dallas Goedert needs to stop that. Dallas Goedert needs to stop dropping at least one a game. We can't have that, especially on the third downs and important drives like that. So I get it. I get being a little bit worried, a little bit upset with Dallas Goedert, but at the same time, he's putting up great numbers. He was kind of taken out of the game against the Giants. There was a couple plays that he was open, but that's neither here nor there. It is what it is. I think that Dallas Goedert has become that number 1 guy that we wanted him to be. I think he'll continue to grow. And look, realistically, do you really need Tyree Jackson? Do you really need, Jack Stahl? Do you really even need Dallas Goedert when you have yourself a Lane Johnson? Now, Lane Johnson's little link leap, I guess we'll call it the link leap. That's what they called it on the broadcast that I thought was a little funny. It was a beautiful play. I love that Nick Sirianni is showing love to this offensive line, especially a guy like Lane Johnson. That Lane Johnson has been, when he has been playing, he's been all world for us. He's been one of the best right tackles in football. So it was beautiful to see that happen. Obviously very funny in its own way, but it was awesome. It was awesome seeing them throw that Santa hat on him. And you look at this offensive line, man, they deserve all this praise. They deserve all the kudos, all the pats on the backs, man. This offensive line has really held our team together, kind of been the glue of not just our offense, but our team. Realistically, you look at Jason Kelsey, the highlight plays that he's able to make and get our team going. Even Lane Johnson over there, chuckling it up with Devontae Smith, giving the defense a little bit of energy whenever they score. So I really do feel like we have something here. And like I said, defensively, we can go down the list of players and nitpick and say, well, this guy's not the greatest, that guy's not the greatest. I believe in a playoff Fletcher Cox. I believe that this offense or defensive line can get better in the playoffs. I feel like we've seen a rise from Milton Williams. We've seen a rise from Taron Jackson. We've seen, even Derek Barnett not making as many mistakes. It's only like 1 or 2 a game now. So maybe we're getting somewhere. Maybe we got something here. But no, realistically, I really do think that this team is built to surprise somebody in the playoffs. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to go out there and we're going to, beat a team by 40. I'm not saying that, Super Bowl, here we come. But what I am saying is, I think if you look back at the Seattle Seahawks back when they were, I want to say it was like 7-9, they made the playoffs they were able to win off the back of Marshawn Lynch, right? Marshawn Lynch was kind of the workhorse, and we all remember the touchdown, the couple touchdowns that year that he flew into the end zone, and they were able to surprise a team off of their run game. I think our run game's even better than Seattle's was. I think that our defense at that point is a little bit better than they were at that 7-9 point. So I think sky's the limit. I think it's time for the Philadelphia Eagles and the Philadelphia Eagles fan base to put on that cloak of invisibility, right? That cloak of, because realistically, you can't touch us right now. We're having a good little run, and it's time to keep it going. So if Jalen Hurts can get a little bit more consistent and do what he's done in the second half and the first half, I might be talking a little bit even more junk. But look, as long as we can get Miles Sanders back, as long as Jordan Howard can come back and this offensive line can stay healthy, sky's the limit. So you guys let me know what you're thinking. Do you think this is a team that can make a nice little run in the playoffs? Do you think that they're going to surprise somebody in the playoffs? Are you just happy we made it to the playoffs? All answers are accepted. All answers are good. There is no wrong answers. But other than that, y'all know what it is, man. It is Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out here. Peace! Everywhere. This is for you. Fly Eagles Fly. Touchdown, time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This is a bird game nation.